Thanos versus Darkseid is a topic of endless discussion, with people in comments endlessly debating on the topic about who would win in a fight to the death. No crossover fan service BS, no plot BS. Straight up just a neutral setting where they fight to kill no matter what. Now, just to be clear, I'm using the movie versions of these characters, so I'm using Snyder versus Darkseid and the MCU Thanos. And to make it even more fair, I won't be giving Thanos the Infinity Stones here, but I will be giving Darkseid the anti-life equation. So without wasting any more of your time, let's just get into it. And please do let me know if you disagree with my video and why down below in the comments. Who will win? The new god of evil who wields the Omega and anti-life energies, or the eternal deviant hybrid descendant of the god of time who wields cosmic energy? The Apocalypse or the Mad Titan? Darkseid or Thanos? So for starters, when Uxas, a younger Darkseid, struck the ground with his spear, the shockwave generated, carving molten lava into the earth, reached the old gods. This feat is shown to be about town level, as that was the scale of it. Another feat is that he easily tanked arrows from Artemis, who was able to one-shot Darkseid's ships with one arrow. He also took a hit from Zeus's lightning, which is powerful enough to separate the Mother Box unity, which by the way required a fully powered Zack Snyder Justice League Superman level strength to separate, after it was weakened, granted, by Cyborg. But overall, it should get Zeus's lightning to at least large island, to maybe even country level, as Superman can produce that much force, which in turn scales Uxas to country level since he can resist that much force. And this is before he becomes Darkseid, a god amped with Omega energy, so it's safe to assume by Zack Snyder's Justice League present to future timelines, he should be at least continental to arguably even multi-continental. And since Darkseid usually has super speed in every iteration, I'm willing to grant him super speed as well. Above light speed to be exact, since he is far above the required amount of light speed kinetic output. Honorable mentions does go to the Krypton moon feat, so as according to Zack Snyder himself, the original Doomsday that fought Steppenwolf on Krypton's moon caused it to be shattered. Note, not destroyed, simply shattered. And although Krypton is bigger than the Earth, the problem with this argument is that in the DCEU, we don't know by how much. And since Zack never clarified whether we can appeal to the comics for this kind of stuff, we can't exactly assume that 1,000 times size difference. Not just this, but the time frame for this feat itself was never specified, so we don't know how long their fight lasted and how many destructive attacks for the moon to have ended up like that. So it's not a scalable feat regardless. Another one would be Black Adam shattering the moon, which was falsely calculated to planetary. Once again, we don't know the time frame for this attack, and it can easily be considered continental with much more accurate calculations. So now that we've gone through every consistent on-screen and off-screen meta, let's address his statements. He does claim to have turned 100,000 worlds to dust in search of anti-life, with once again no time frame, so we don't exactly know anything about this feat, or we can't even scale it. The guidebooks do also place Darkseid on a higher level than Steppenwolf, which, I mean, no shit, this shouldn't even have to be explained, since Steppenwolf literally serves him. And Steppenwolf does have greater feats on screen, like jumping from the bottom of a lake over an entire grassland area, overpowering the Justice League, excluding Superman, and the Justice League themselves are insanely powerful. I mean, Wonder Woman is above, like, Batman vs. Superman, who can survive nukes and shift tectonic plates with his heat vision, and even tank attacks from Zod's Doomsday form, which took out cities. Aquaman, who can lift submarines, and Cyborg, who's made of the same technology as the Mother Boxes and has the power of all technology. So once again, Darkseid scaling around planetary should be consistent. So we've covered all of Darkseid's consistent scaling. Now let's go over his abilities. Aside from his physical attributes, he does have something called Omega Beams, which shoot energy beams from his eyes at likely superluminal speeds, and they can even change direction unlike other laser beams. And of course, the most standing out ability he wields in this battle, the anti-life equation, which allows him to have control over all life forms in the multiverse. So it is a multiversal ability. In conclusion, Darkseid is around multi-continental and faster than light speeds at least, maybe even planetary and well beyond light speed of course, with multiversal control hacks. But how does Thanos fare against the god of evil? Now for Thanos, we actually have a lot more to go off of. For starters, the first feats he performs consists of taking out both Thor and Hulk, albeit he was passively amped by the Power Stone, but barely. He didn't even use it in the MCU. This is post Ragnarok Hulk, by the way. A being strong enough to take out Fenris, Hela's pet, who can crack the Bifrost just by stepping on it. The Bifrost being a construct of magical power that transports anything and can destroy entire galaxy clusters. Thor was also able to destroy it while it was powered up in his first movie. Thor has performed many more impressive feats, like withstanding the might of a neutron star in a Dyson sphere, which is solar system level and arguably multi-galaxy to even universal, as it could be felt across the 9 realms. Thor has also taken down an entire continent's worth structure of Jotunheim with a single strike, which was about the size of 3 Earths, and do note it shook the whole planet. Thor has overpowered the Destroyer controlled by the Odin Force, something supernatural and transcendent of the physical world, and also took down Reality Stone Malekith, resisting both his and Curse's attacks, both of whom predate the universe and can very much be scaled to the Big Bang itself. Thor has destroyed an entire city of vibranium, something which can handle the power and heat of 1,000 supernovas, and can even tank Infinity Stones as attacks which hold infinite energy and power. Overall, it's safe to assume Thanos scales above all this, and of course, he also has super speed, as Thor, who can generate attacks far beyond star systems with his punches, would mean his punches would be moving far above light speed, which Thanos can easily react to and even respond to, so it's pretty much clear how fast Thanos is. Honorable mentions include crushing the Tesseract, which was stated to be indestructible and impenetrable to anything on Earth, so obviously a large island level casual grip strength feat right there. Reacting to lasers again, which is consistent with his super speed. He's even able to react to Captain Marvel, who with the power of an Infinity Stone moves at superluminal speeds. And he can even throw his blade faster than her, so overall Thanos does scale incredibly high. Now, as for Thanos' statements, he is considered stronger than a Hulk, who with the gauntlet can resist the power of the entire universe flowing through his veins, consistent with Marvel Zombies, where he's strong enough to contain the infinity energies of the stones, to prevent reality itself from collapsing. He is stated to be able to paint the starways with Ronin's blood, although I wouldn't take this literally, it's still worth mentioning. He's also able to destroy vibranium, which is a multi-solar system to universal feat, at least. As for his abilities, he doesn't really have any, or at least that's shown, other than his battle prowess and strength growth to adaptability similar to Hulk with cosmic energy. Thanos has likely never trained his abilities in the MCU, thus relying on his physical abilities. In conclusion, Thanos is low end a multi-solar system buster to bare minimum a universal level being and far beyond light speed, more so than Darkseid. Overall, I'd say Thanos is a much more cosmic threat than Darkseid based on physical capabilities alone, but Darkseid has a massive hacks advantage with the anti-life equation. The problem is that Superman was able to resist the anti-life equation in the storyboards. Now, granted, they aren't exactly canon, but regardless, I feel like Thanos is a life form too powerful for Darkseid to control. He's just too strong and of course too fast. After accurate analyzation and the acknowledgement of all the best possible metas and the scenarios of this battle, I would say Thanos does come out on top here, mainly because of how much stronger and faster he is. He would just absolutely end Darkseid. So although he does have insane hacks, Thanos is winning this, but do let me know what you guys think in the comments, and if you like this content and want more, be sure to like and subscribe. See y'all in the next video. Peace.